is a better idea than the surge, if the surge isn't working?
Well, I think we should pull out of Iraq right now.
And what do you think will happen if we do that?
I don't know, but it's going to be better than what's happening there right now.
Right? I actually heard things were going better, that they were, you know, fear of violence is down. I mean, the past week hasn't been great, but fear of violence is down. They're more worried about the economy than violence. Stores are opening, kids are going out to play again, people are on the streets, it's good stuff happening. Is that not due in part to increased American presence?
Down. It doesn't really have anything to do with the quote troop surge. The 30,000 extra troops in Iraq are not the result of, are not the cause of the decrease in violence. What's actually causing the decrease in violence is, according to people like Patrick Coburn, who writes for The Independent, Scott Ritter, who was a former UN weapons inspector, former Marine, fought in the first Gulf War, and then was in Iraq during after the first Gulf War as a UN weapons inspector looking for weapons of mass destruction. According to them, as well as people like Nir Rosen, who wrote an article recently in the Rolling Stone magazine, there's 3 reasons that deaths have declined, that attacks have declined in Iraq, and they are because the al-Sadr's militia, the Mighty Army, he declared a ceasefire like 7 months ago. And we can actually see very clearly that ceasefire was actually very responsible for diminishing the violence, because it was the Mighty Army that was fighting against the Iraqi army that came in to try to clear them out of Basra. And you saw just last week how much violence they were responsible for causing.
But didn't al-Sadr declare the ceasefire after the surge began in partial response to the surge?
No, he stopped the surge because, or he stopped fighting because there was his movement was becoming more volatile. His militia was becoming less. They weren't following his orders as much. So he declared a ceasefire so that he could consolidate his power, so that he could clear out all the criminal cases and restart with a more solid, command structure. That's the main reason why he declared the ceasefire.
So it didn't have anything to do with the fact that there was also a bigger American threat there, and it was a good reason to not be so aggressive.
The surge took like 6 months to actually, for all of the troops that were supposed to be part of the surge to actually come in.
Well, they knew we were coming, though. I mean, Gaddafi certainly reacted to the fact that we were coming. What's going on? Right, like scores.
So I mean, they didn't know specifically when the surge was going to happen. They didn't know how long it was going to take for American troops to reach this up level of.
Yeah, but they knew we were there. I mean, they knew we were coming in greater masses.
They knew they were coming, but even so, that's only one of the 3 reasons the Mighty Army. Ceasefire is only one of the reasons. One of the other reasons was that the Sunnis who were fighting the Americans started joining the so-called Awakening Council. They're being paid $300 a month by Americans, essentially not to kill Americans.
Seems like a reasonable price. I mean, $300 for no murder.
It's cheap, except that it's not a guarantee of security. The minute those people decide that this $300 a month agreement is not working for them, they're going to fight us again.
But they haven't done that yet.
They don't like the occupation. They're starting to, actually, because there's an article I read recently talking about how the Awakening Council, some of them haven't been paid in months. That means the Americans have this policy of paying the Sunnis not to fight us, and then they're not paying. Plus, if there are lots of civilian deaths occurring because of the occupation, Americans. What?
It's down. I mean, with the exception of last week, it's been down.
Yeah, it's been down again, but because of these reasons. The third reason actually why violence is down majorly is because so much of the violence from before before was because of sectarian violence. It was Sunnis fighting Shia.
Well, has our president's helped that calm down too? I mean, we're not.
Yeah, because there's no more mixed neighborhoods. And what used to be a Sunni Shia neighborhood in Baghdad is now only Shia because all the Sunnis have been killed or been kicked out. So yeah, there's much less violence going on because there's nobody else to kill. So that's one of the reasons why the troop surge has, during that time, has coincided with decreased attacks.
But if we pull out, doesn't that mean a lot of the violence is going to start up again, even worse?
Most Iraqis believe that the occupation is responsible for the majority of the violence. There's actually a Geneva incident in the Nuremberg Principles when we tried Nazi war criminals after World War II. The notion of aggression, so invading a foreign country for no reason, not in self-defense.
Right.
Which is what we did. We invaded Iraq preemptively.
Right, but that was the point, wasn't it? To preempt what we thought was going to come.
Yeah, because we thought that they were a threat, but there's no evidence that there was weapons of mass destruction, which is one of the main rationale. There's no weapons of mass destruction. There's no links between Al Qaeda and Iraq, which was another.
There isn't. I thought Al Qaeda in Iraq was Al Qaeda in Iraq.
There's an organization called Al Qaeda in Iraq, but it's not some organization. It's just a name.
Are they linked to Al Qaeda though in terms of training? I mean, I know we had an understanding that they were training and getting resources from Iraq through Saddam Hussein's government to support Al Qaeda's activities.
No, Saddam Hussein did not like Osama bin Laden because Osama bin Laden is an Islamist. He wants there to be an Islamic government across the entire world. Saddam Hussein is a secularist. He didn't want there to be an Islamic government. He actually fought against having an Islamic government in his own country.
The Ba'ath Party
Saddam was a great person, but he wasn't an Islamist. He and Osama bin Laden did not get along.
Right, but isn't the Ba'ath Party tied to, is it the Sunni movement?
The Ba'ath Party is a Sunni movement, but it's socialist. It was originally a socialist movement. It was not an Islamist movement at all. It didn't have anything to do with Islam as a religious force behind the government.
But isn't there a concern that if we do pull out and violence arises again, that the Iraqi army is not prepared to deal with it yet, they're not going to have the kind of infrastructural support that they really need to get back on their feet, which we see signs of now. I mean, things are going in the right direction. We won't be in there to ensure the security of American corporations that are trying to rebuild that infrastructure for them. I mean, isn't there a concern that it'll just completely decay again and chaos will ensue? I mean, isn't that the real? I mean, that seems like a really strong argument to me for staying to make sure there's some level of safety, even though there's violence. It's preventing a lot of violence.
Levels of violence. I mean, that's the thing. We're talking about 2007 levels of violence was a decrease from massive levels. Any reduction in violence is better. But the question is, what is causing the violence? Most of the violence is being caused by people fighting against the occupation. Most Iraqis in recent polls, in a poll in December of 2007, said that they felt that there was a definite possibility for reunification between the warring factors in Iraq, between the Sunni and the Shia who were fighting this civil war, last year and the year before. But they believe that this is Iraqis talking, that people were actually living under the occupation, that it is the occupation that is causing all of these difficulties.